Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cafetalk. I'm your host, Jolin, and with me is my co-host, Victor.
Oh, you're starting?
Yeah,
that was the intro? I'm just...
Victor, come on.
I know, sorry, you didn't tell me, I just gotta... it's okay. Go for it. Oh, we gotta do this, okay.
No, that's it. This is Jolin's solo podcast. Okay. Victor is irrelevant.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Oh, no, okay, never mind. I'm Ghost. I'm just gonna be hunting Jolin, annoying him today, I guess.
Yeah, so,
I'm not here, guys.
Today we're going to talk about the economy.
At the same time that he's going to talk, yes, right.
The Dow is up by 34%. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to Cafe Talk. Victor, how are you this week? How's it going?
Pretty good. My week's going all right. It's just some energy draining stuff happened, but nothing. A little coffee and a little sleep won't help. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, all right. It's just a kind of busy week with school and pretty much school.
Just school, projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. That could be a tough thing to do, man. What are we going to talk about today, Joel, man?
We're going to talk about the critically acclaimed Shawshank Redemption.
Of course. I thought you said we were going to review The Green Mile. Huh? What happened to that, Joel?
No, we're going to review It and It Remastered.
It Remastered?
Yep.
Oh, man. What about It 2?
So this week we're talking about Infinity Wars, the new Marvel movie that came out.
Yeah, so we were a little late. We watched it on Tuesday rather than the opening weekend, but even then, there's the point we watched it.
Still kind of relevant,
Exactly, of course. I mean, who does it?
So I'll put in a spoiler warning, and in the description below, I'll give you the times from when we talk about content that can probably spoil your experience to when we finish. But other than that, we got a little bit of improv towards the end. We're gonna talk about some funny haha things.
We are? I wasn't prepared, You gotta tell me to prepare an
act. Now you know, Victor.
Oh my god, this is not enough, Jolin. I need my props, Jolin. I need my props.
Well, we don't have face cam, so that's fine.
Okay. But what about my street props? My street cred, huh? You just gotta throw that out the window?
Yeah. Regardless, we saw Infinity Wars. Overall, pretty good movie. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, it was
especially
really
if you're invested in the Marvel universe. I mean, you gotta go see it.
Yeah, honestly, it was for me, it was the best movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know, I loved all the rest because they were just superhero movies. Of course, I myself, in my mind, I was like, who doesn't like superhero movies? But I know there's plenty of people out there that do. But this movie just brought everything that the others had that made them good, and just turned it up to 11. So I really like this movie about that. The fight scenes are great. The story was awesome. It was just fun to watch. I was at my edge. I was at the edge of my seat, or at least with a smile on my face. I was at my edge.
You're about to blow a gasket or something.
Yeah, nobody pushed me
anymore.
But I was at least on the edge of my seat or smiling throughout the whole movie. So I was happy. The first movie that actually got me to do that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. What do you think about it? Like the man said, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
It was very good. It was well executed. It was pretty much what people... in my opinion, it was pretty much what people wanted out of the movie, I guess, because we've been teased with the idea of Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff since the first Avengers movie came out.
Yeah.
So people pretty much knew what they were getting into, but the plot twists.
Oh yeah,
Plot twists.
They delivered on the Thanos evil character so well. I don't know. You even
honestly,
felt sympathy
they did
for him in some scenes. It was just so good. He was such a good villain.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess in an area that I kind of disagree with you is that it's not my favorite Marvel movie so far. I think.
Which was your favorite?
I don't know. I have a soft spot for Civil War.
Civil War, really?
Yeah, for Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's just because that's where Spider-Man first comes out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just that whole bromance, to the point where it would break up the Avengers because Captain America doesn't want to give up Bucky.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it. I still think it's pretty good.
I agree. It's a great movie. I mean, I still loved it. I love all the Marvel movies, even Ant-Man. I love that movie. Even though many people didn't really watch it or want to go watch it or didn't even know about it, I loved it. Which my question was, where was that man? He didn't come out in Infinity War.
Yeah, he didn't. Like, he was probably just doing his own thing.
I think they mentioned him, but they didn't actually. He didn't appear.
Yeah, he was mentioned. He was mentioned because when Hulk. Oh well, I guess this is when spoilers start.
Okay.
Alright, so spoiler warning. You guys have been warned.
All right.
So Ant-Man is mentioned when Hulk comes back to Earth. My question is, the person who sends him back to Earth, is that the person from like the Thor movies who protects the bridge, like the person that can see farthest?
Oh, you mean the guy that like looked at him and then sent the portal? Yeah, that's Heimdall. Yeah,
that's the guy who can see.
Yeah,
farther than anyone.
Because remember at the end, also I guess spoilers for Ragnarok if you guys haven't seen it.
I haven't seen Ragnarok. No.
Do you mind?
Fine. Yeah, you can spoil it.
Because I mean it's not really a big spoiler. Like at the end, Asgard, like all the population of Asgard, gets trapped on a ship. And it's just sent off. That's why Thor himself in the movie said Asgard is destroyed.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, like why are they on a ship? Why are all? Yeah. My question throughout the whole movie was like, isn't like our universe in Midgard and Asgard and Jotunheim are separated by their own things?
Well, yeah, exactly. But technically, in the MCU, the Asgard, Jotunheim, and all those other realms, they're not occupying the same space, and they're not different dimensions. They're actually just different galaxies. You just have to like travel to them. That's why the light bridge is like faster than light travel. That sort of stuff. But yeah, that's why when Thor says like Asgard was destroyed, the remaining population of Asgard, or if not the whole population of Asgard, got left on the ship, and they were traveling to like a new destination. Thor became the next king because Odin died, and that's why like Thanos, they ran into Thanos in the middle of the fucking space.
Yeah.
So that's why. Wait, what was the point of this? Why did I start explaining this? What did you say?
Oh, because Heimdall sends Hulk to Earth.
Oh, yeah.
And then since the Hulk has been on like another planet or whatever, he doesn't know that there's extra Avengers and like all this stuff happened. Hence, he doesn't know about Ant-Man and Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, Heimdall was the one that sent him to it because he just didn't look like Heimdall. He didn't have the armor because he was hiding away from the main enemy in Ragnarok.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the whole like Civil War. That you like Civil War? I love the whole Marvel movies because, like I said, they're superhero movies, and I'm a huge comic fan. I'm just a huge superhero fan in general. Like I grew up with them, and the movies were good. Even when they were bad, they were good just because it was like, I mean, it's a superhero on screen. But the reason why I think Infinity War is the best is mainly for the reason that, you know, they took so much effort in the other movies to establish who the characters were, and then this is what they were like building up for, and at the end they delivered exactly what they promised, like in the sense of like fighting and action, you know what I mean? Because they didn't have to worry about story, they didn't have to worry about like explaining who each character was, because that's what the previous movies were about. So now you just get nothing but full blast action from the beginning, and that's what I really enjoyed. That's like the
something
best
that annoyed me a little bit was that, like in Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, what's his name? Rocket always gets pissed when people call him like anything but a raccoon. But the whole time, like, Thor was calling him a rabbit, and he didn't do anything. Didn't mind.
I guess, I don't know, I personally believe that Rocket doesn't like being called a raccoon because even though he looks exactly like one, he knows that raccoons aren't good creatures in America. They aren't treasured. But rabbit, on the other hand, it's, I mean, you know, everybody likes rabbits type of stuff, even if you don't.
I still like that. How Thor's my favorite Marvel hero
in that movie. Yeah,
and the axe that he ends up making, that's the axe from the actual comics, right? Like the really old school, like first.
That's the axe that a different character wields. He's like an orange horse head guy.
Oh, Beta Ray Bill.
That's his name?
Yeah,
I forgot his name. I always forget his name.
Yeah, his name's Beta Ray Bill. Because he comes out in Planet Hulk.
Yeah, there you go. That guy. Yeah, that's his weapon. Stormbreaker is his weapon, and technically, what I was thinking was that Thor was gonna get a different type of hammer. I forgot how it looks, but technically in the comics, once Thor loses his hammer Mjolnir, he goes in search of a different hammer, and that hammer could be wielded by anyone. It doesn't matter if you're worthy or not, and it gives you the like even stronger powers than Thor has. So he becomes Ultimate Thor.
Oh, I see.
And that's what I thought he was gonna do, but they introduced Stormbreaker, so I'm guessing maybe in future movies, I'm speculating that Beta Ray Bill is gonna come into the MCU, and then he's gonna take Stormbreaker from Thor, and then Thor's gonna go and get Ultimate Hammer.
I guess. I mean, that
would be awesome.
Definitely a possibility.
You know?
Because Beta Ray Bill does play like a big presence in the comics.
Big time. I honestly
And
thought
in the
he was,
animated
like,
movies.
I thought he was like a new Thor this was before I even started reading comics. Like before I got into the whole like continuity, that I saw him and I was like, is this the new Thor? Is this like what they're writing about?
Yeah.
Like what's going on here?
No, there was a moment where I think it was like Thor's girlfriend or something like wielded Mjolnir. So that she was like Thor for a little while.
Oh, the female Thor, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't know who that was, but she died.
Yeah, it was a very short-lived thing.
I don't think it was his girlfriend. I think it was just like
another warrior.
Yeah, I think it was just another human or just another person that was worthy enough to be Thor when Thor was casted out as or at least relinquished of his powers.
But yeah, going back to the movie, something that I didn't expect was because like the whole hour and a half to like 2 hours, you don't like it's just hit Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones, right? But then the last like half hour, the last like hour, that's when the movie starts like presenting this like biblical tone to it.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. It got really
because like in a sense, Vision is like the last barrier to Thanos becoming the god that he wants to be, right? And he has to like sacrifice himself and basically
and
like
also
do this
him having
grand
to
gesture.
sacrifice like the thing he loves in order to get another stone.
Exactly, yeah. And then like once Thanos actually gets it, he basically does become God because he like gets transported to his own like quote air quotations like his own perfect place.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, oh, I just like once I collect them, I'll just rest.
Yeah.
And like in a sense, like once God created the world in 7 days, he just rested.
Yeah. And there's like what is it, 6 Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? There's 6 Infinity Stones?
Yeah, because it's 5 fingers and one
in the middle, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so just like 6 Infinity Stones, God worked for 6 days, and then on the 7th day he rested.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I understand where you're coming
from.
It's
very like the whole ending is very biblical.
Biblical, yeah. It's really cool. I don't know. I didn't see it that way. I was too captured by like the action that I didn't take in the.
No, I'll give the credit. I'll give the movie credit too. Like when a movie is done right, you actually like end up sympathizing for the antagonist. And when he was in search of the Soul Stone?
Yeah, he was.
And he had to like sacrifice Gamora. You actually feel bad for him.
I actually really did too. I didn't think he loved anyone because or at least like I don't know if this is like Thanos from the beginning, but at least in the most recent comic I've read of Thanos, they told like his backstory, and they explained how he doesn't love anybody but death. Like his whole life he's been in search of love, and every single thing he tries has been a failure, and so he stopped searching for love. And when he truly found out what he truly loved in life, it was actually death. He loved killing, he loved pillaging, he loved just death itself, which is why he tried to like collect the gems in order to like give the ultimate offer into death. This is like what the comics are saying. And when the movie came out and that whole scene happened, I was like, Thanos doesn't love anything. Like, how can you sacrifice death? And then he turned to like Gamora and he started crying. I was like, oh no.
Just funny too, because like in the comics, Death is an actual character.
Yeah,
but she doesn't love
embodiment of it.
She doesn't love Thanos and she loves Deadpool.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Yep, I like that. Yeah, because I mean Deadpool can't die, so I don't know, man.
Well, he's always like, he's never on the verge of death. He's always just kind of like teasing death.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's what she likes. Which is weird because like Thanos literally killed half the universe for her, and even then that's not enough for her.
Yeah,
that's sad. Poor Thanos.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just need a funny guy like Chris Pratt.
For real?
Oh wait, no, Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Oh, Deadpool.
Chris Pratt is Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
They look the same. Literally throughout the whole movie, I was thinking like all these white superheroes just look exactly the same.
What are you talking about?
Like freaking Robert Downey Jr. looks the same as the guy who plays Bruce Banner, and then Chris Pratt, Doctor Strange, Captain America.
What do you mean they look the same?
They all look the same.
They
They're
don't look
just
the
all
same.
like 6 foot muscular white men with beards.
In that aspect, yes, I agree.
They just all look the same.
Okay, did they look the same enough for you to lose track of what was going on?
No.
Who was who? Okay.
No, but I was
that's
just
what
like...
I got the implication of.
I was just like... make somebody not have a beard.
Yeah.
Or put like... I don't know, a Latino Spider-Man.
I mean, they could get Black Spider-Man, Miles Morales. You could get him. That would have been good.
Because I know... what's his name? The guy... Well, in the comic book... The person who plays... That was Danny, by the way.
Yeah.
The superhero Blue Beetle... The Beetle takes over like a Latino guy.
Yeah, he is Latino.
Yeah, he's from like El Paso or something.
Yeah, I've always wondered if they were ever going to introduce Blue Beetle into the MCU.
I think so. He's in the same situation that they did with Cyborg, where like Cyborg was always considered a Titan, but then I think because of the Injustice game, they actually made him like an actual Justice League member.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I said MCU, I meant DCEU.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Why didn't you correct me, Jordan?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, but yeah, I get what you mean. But do you believe they will?
Yeah, dude, Blue Beetle's pretty cool. He's cool enough to have his own like antagonist.
Yeah.
Which is what, Black Beetle or Black Storm, Black Thunder.
I thought it was like Gold Scarab or something like that.
Oh, probably. I know there's like a black version.
Yeah.
There's like
I thought
a
that was
Black
himself.
Beetle or Black Scarab.
Was it? Is there? I thought
Yeah,
that was like.
so.
I thought that was himself, the evil side of him that he was always fighting. I don't know. I don't know much about Blue Beetle. I'm sorry. Yeah. So.
I mean, I'm going off of the like animated movies.
I get you.
And stuff like that. But yeah, Blue Beetle's pretty cool. But we'll talk about the DCU in another podcast.
Definitely.
Maybe with Sergio.
Just so
Sergio is a DC guy.
Oh, big time. He's a huge Batman fan.
Yeah. But yeah, Infinity Wars, good movie.
Speaking of that, like another fact I wanted to give on Thanos, I love the fact that they didn't dwell too much on the past with Gamora. Like they literally made a small scene of him like picking her up when she was a baby and then training her, and that's all you need to explain why he loved her so much. And I like that.
You kind of get a sense of his past in like the first Guardians of the Galaxy and the second one, like a little bit of the second one, because in the first one, when Star-Lord first meets Gamora and she tells him like, "Oh, I'm the daughter of Thanos," and my sister Nebula and I had to like fight, and whoever lost like would get their appendages replaced with robotic stuff.
Yeah.
So you get like through that, you don't get a direct like view of Thanos' past, but you get like an indirect view through Gamora.
Yeah.
Of like the kind of person that he was.
Yeah, exactly. And it made him seem like a real bad guy. Like made him seem like a heartless killer.
I am Thanos. I am bad guy.
But this does not mean I am bad guy.
Yeah.
But this scene with Gamora when she was young, it actually, I guess, is what helped me sympathize with him when he started crying over her.
Yeah.
You know, that's what.
I also wanted to ask, the person who tells him about the Soul Stone, that's
Red Skull.
Yeah, that's Red Skull from Hydra, right?
Yep, definitely. That's Red Skull.
That was crazy.
I was doubting it myself too, but then once he said that, I got transported here by the other gem.
Yeah.
I remembered that in Captain America they blast him with the energy beam, or I think he tries to hold it in his hands and it just like zaps him.
Yeah.
And Captain America thinks he got disintegrated, but I guess he just got teleported over there.
Yeah.
So I like that.
That was a pretty good use of another MCU person.
Right? It was really cool. Like, you didn't have to get a new person and introduce him. You knew who he was. It's cool, man. But apparently, what I heard in the news was... Well, not in the news. I saw a Twitter post where an AMC theater somewhere, I don't know if it's California or anywhere, they just said that they had like a 36-hour marathon showing all the MCU movies leading up to Infinity War.
That's crazy, man.
Do you think you could withstand 36 hours of like nonstop movies like that?
I can't. I'd probably like fall asleep or something in the theater.
Yeah, I thought so too. Especially since it's AMC, they have the reclinable chairs.
Yeah.
You could just like knock out right there.
What was I gonna say? The soundtrack to Infinity Wars wasn't as good as the Black Panther movie.
Oh, true, yeah.
But I guess that's just because like they didn't get somebody who's like a profound musician to make it, because obviously like the music for Black Panther was made or produced by Kendrick.
Yeah,
and he did a really good job. Though
he did. I agree.
I kind of didn't like that like the final battle was in Wakanda. Like I wanted it to be like in another city. just so we can see like the destruction and stuff like that.
Oh, the final battle in Infinity War?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. I wasn't
literally,
expecting it to be like in the wastelands of Wakanda.
Exactly. Like, aside from Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, like everyone else is there in Wakanda fighting, and then Thanos just shows up, and that's their final ground. Like, it would have been cool if, I know they probably wouldn't have put it in New York again because it already got hit by whatever in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, the aliens in the first one.
Yeah, but I don't know, like another city, so you can see like the actual destruction of the actual power of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
then that whole explosion when Scarlet Witch destroyed the stone.
Yeah,
like that whole explosion would have looked so cool in the city because it would have just created a crater. And it would actually give you like an emphasis on the destruction.
Time stone, where he like brings it back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but then again, if you think about it, when Thanos like snapped his fingers and created that whole blast to like destroy half the universe, it didn't destroy any of the trees or surrounding like.
Well, it didn't destroy anything. It just killed half the people in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, even the battle itself like didn't cause a lot of destruction. Most of the destruction was caused by the alien circle discs, the ships.
Yeah.
Remember like how they were like they brought it down, and if you bring that into the city, that's just gonna kill a bunch of innocents.
Yeah. Also, a question that I had was like, what was up with Hulk?
Oh yeah, me too.
Why didn't he want to fight?
Yeah, I was wondering that all the time as well. But I realized maybe the reason why Hulk didn't want to fight the whole time was because when he fought Thanos on Thor's ship, he realized how much stronger he was.
Yeah, that's what I was
like just afraid to.
That's what I was thinking too. That was my first assumption, but I was like, Thor gets stronger like the more mad he gets.
Hulk,
sorry.
Yeah.
Hulk gets more mad the stronger he is.
No, I get you, but that I don't know. He was still knocked out by Thanos in one like punch, so maybe he just got traumatized, got some PTSD going in there.
Because I'm trying to think of like the little knowledge that I know. Because I know like at the end of Planet Hulk, he just turned into a ruler. He doesn't want to fight.
Yeah, but that's in the comics. Because technically in Ragnarok, I mean, you've seen this in the trailers when Hulk comes out fighting Thor. That's technically him being the strongest he's ever been, to the point where he could take over the planet. Like him being in that gladiator arena is like getting stronger than he's ever been. But the fact that they put him in Thor Ragnarok, and even Thor was able to like control him, or at least still fight him without dying, it showed that he wasn't as strong as he was in the comics. Therefore Thanos was able to just like knock him out.
Do you think Hulk is gonna make a presence in the upcoming movies?
He didn't get like disintegrated, did he?
No,
right?
No, Bruce Banner didn't get disintegrated.
Yeah, definitely. I think he is. I think Bruce Banner.
Because neither did what's her name?
Scarlet Witch.
No. I wanted to say Widowmaker, but that's Overwatch.
Black Widow.
Yeah. She didn't get disintegrated either.
No, she didn't. I don't know.
So they could be.
Did Steve Rogers get disintegrated? No, right?
None of the main Avengers got disintegrated. Only the side Avengers. Yeah. Which is kind of sad.
I'm questioning why Black Panther got disintegrated. Like
same.
Since he was the king of Wakanda, how are they going to take over? Like, how are they going to handle that situation, when it comes back to it? Like, who's going to give the orders, or what are they going to do?
I mean, probably, like, his sister.
The tech girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because she's the next blood in line.
Yeah, but she never trained to have the Black Panther powers, so maybe it might be too much for her.
I don't know. I think Edward's pretty good with Black Panther in comics.
It's a good like question to
speculate. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it with
the sister.
Like not to sound like anti-feminist or whatever. But just the trend that Marvel and like all these other movies have been writing.
Not to sound sexist, you mean?
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
And like whatever, anti-feminist, sexist, whatever. But
it's the same. Yeah, you get the same message across. Yeah.
Like a lot of these recent movies, they've been putting women as a protagonist in movies, which I'm all for. It's great. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to see like a Black Panther 2 where the sister takes over the powers of the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because because Marvel is following that trend where they're introducing more female protagonists.
And if you look at the phase 3 of Marvel, they are planning a Black Panther 2. So either they're bringing back T'Challa or the sister's gonna take over.
Yeah, and then even like that whole little teaser at the end of the movie where they show Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel is also female.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be
A lot of
interesting.
speculations.
Yeah, definitely. This movie got a lot of questions. Oh, I was gonna say about that, the whole Hulk thing. They might have an instance where Bruce Banner and the Hulk split. Because like
Really?
there were some like scenes in the comics where I think he got hit by like even more gamma rays, or he got hit by a specific machine, and the Hulk and Bruce Banner split ways entirely. Like they were their own beings.
Really?
Yeah, and Bruce Banner was like terrified to like fuse back with him because he was like finally free, and Hulk was pretty much the same. Like he was able to do whatever he wanted and destroy. So now that you're seeing that Hulk is actually scared to come out of Bruce Banner, maybe they might force him to like separate in order to fight. But I don't know. That's like whew. That's speculating a lot. You know, that's a long shot. But there was also another thing I wanted to bring up. It was about when they disintegrated. When we were talking about disintegration.
Was it the Spider-Man meme that I told you?
Which one?
The one where like it was this crying girl and the caption was like, when you realize that Spider-Man's spidey senses kicked in when he started disintegrating, so his body kept him alive as long as possible.
That's really
That's
sad.
why it took so long for him to actually disintegrate.
Yeah, that's. Oh no, I wasn't thinking about that. That's really
so
sad.
it's just a meme that I saw floating around on Instagram. Pretty funny, kind of sad.
Especially like when you remember the scene where he was just like asking Tony not to leave him.
And when he finally became an Avenger.
Aw, he did.
Yeah.
Poor Spider-Man.
Poor Spoopy Man.
Yeah, I'm just really excited for Avengers 4 now, because there's just so much like material you could speculate on and just so many questions left unanswered, but it didn't leave you with a feeling of like emptiness or like, you know, it didn't leave you wanting more in
like
a sense where you're desperate.
I don't know, in your opinion, the whole
You
internet.
Yeah.
No, the whole internet, like everyone who sees the movie just has like this what the fuck face.
For real?
Yeah, everyone's like, what?
I mean, I know they were I've seen.
I mean,
some
I
people
didn't
like,
expect the majority of the Avengers to disintegrate, but I mean, if you look back at earlier podcasts, I did mention that a couple people were gonna die.
Yeah, exactly.
In Infinity War.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping people were gonna die.
I didn't imagine this many people.
Yeah.
But you know.
But then again, I guess the reason why I don't feel like, you know, I actually got some closure and I don't feel empty is because I was already expecting a second part to it. I actually realized that some people on the internet believe that this was supposed to be the whole movie. Like, they didn't realize there was going to be a part 2.
Oh,
or
yeah,
they
I
don't
was
remember. You were one of them? You
Yeah.
didn't remember there was going to be a part 2?
No, I didn't remember this was going to be a part 2 of Avengers. I just watch movies, like, with no predictions, no
But
whatever.
I mean, okay, I'm just saying, like, I've seen them everywhere, like even on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, like where people post up like, you know, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Like, you could see that people were talking about Avengers Part 1 and 2, Infinity, since like years ago, like when fucking Civil War was just a thought, or like people were still speculating what it was going to be about.
I really don't pay attention to a lot of Marvel stuff.
Okay, in that sense, yeah, I could see why many people were incredibly disappointed, and they were wondering like, how could you leave it like this?
Yeah.
But if anybody out there is like that, just remember there's gonna be a part 4, which is technically a part 2 of Infinity War, part 4 of Avengers movies. So all these questions you have will be answered in the 4th movie.
In the meantime, you can go see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see that movie. That looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
Ant-Man is like the Chris Pratt or the Deadpool for me. You know, like where he's.
Oh, that's true. Deadpool's also coming out.
Deadpool 2 is coming up soon. Yeah.
Oh man, that trailer and the movie was hilarious.
Dude, fucking Pete.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, what's your special powers? I don't have any. I just signed up.
I just saw the flyer and wanted to sign
He's
up.
just flying in the air.
I know, that was MVP right there.
Definitely, it's gonna be the best. That's gonna be the best part of that movie. But I really want to see Deadpool too. And Ant-Man is like the comic relief. Like, he's just like Spider-Man. He's just a funny dude, even though he's so smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is that smart. Do you believe? Did you see Ant-Man 1?
I didn't.
You haven't
I
seen
saw
Ant-Man
parts of it.
1? Because
No, he's not that smart.
He's
I mean, he was an electrical engineer, but I think he only got up to like a master's or something.
Yeah.
And that's when he like turned to crime.
Oh, okay. Because I don't remember
Like he has
how
knowledge.
he was. Yeah.
He has the knowledge to like fix the suit on occasion.
Oh, I see.
But that's just because he knows like electrical components and stuff like that. Like he needed that professor guy to like actually.
Okay, because in the comics he was actually like a genius. He was like, even though I don't know if he did crime as well, but I know he was just really smart.
Yeah.
Because I think he created the suit himself in the comics as well. Even though he's the second Ant-Man as well, because Hank Pym is the first one, which he comes out in the movie as well. But he's like the old guy that gives the suit to the new Ant-Man. So yeah, even then, it's a good movie to watch. Check it out, especially if you guys haven't seen the first one. I recommend it. It's not like the best movie you'll ever see, but it's entertaining.
It's definitely worth a watch.
Definitely, just to keep up with the continuity.
But yeah, I guess other movies on our list that we're excited. Well, I'm excited for Solo.
Yeah. So
just because,
me too. Yeah.
Just because the Khaleesi, the Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones, she plays. I don't know if she plays Leia, but she plays like the female protagonist.
Yeah, female main character.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, she is beautiful.
She is stunning. Yes, I agree. I didn't expect her to be as good looking in the movie when you told me this, and then we saw the trailer, and I was like, "Yup, oh, big time." She's very
and
attractive.
the second Fantastic Beasts movie.
Oh, I lost my shit to that. Oh my god, I love it so much.
Like even when the movie was actually announced without the trailer, they were already giving J.K. Rowling a little bit of backlash. Why? Because you know how like some time ago, I don't know if she made it official on Twitter or there was some kind of press release, but how like Dumbledore in the Harry Potter universe is like a homosexual.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
When she announced that there was going to be a Dumbledore movie, I don't know if it's going to be this one, the Fantastic Beasts, or they're going to make their own one. She mentions that Dumbledore is going to be straight, and she wants Dumbledore to be straight in his own movie, even though she's mentioned that in later life he's a homosexual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be that he hasn't discovered or he hasn't accepted his homosexuality yet, and that's why he's straight.
I mean, yeah,
and
that could be
on.
a theme in the movie, but a lot of people just gave her like instant backlash.
Well, of course, many people are very sensitive to that.
They were saying that she was just riding the trend of being accepting, and she's not an ally of the LGBTs and stuff like that.
Oh, like they were saying that she just said he was gay because she was like, yeah, why not? Like, at the moment, he was like, yeah, he's gay, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Kind of like
I don't know. I actually don't know about that. I didn't know much about that, but it could be a possibility. You know, Dumbledore is extremely old by the time he comes out in the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
And when you see him in like Fantastic Beasts, he looks fairly young. So maybe he's still like discovering his sexuality. He still like hasn't found himself. From when he comes out in Fantastic Beasts, the one that's gonna come out right now, it's called The Crimes of Grindelwald. To the point where you see him in Harry Potter. In Harry Potter, he already discovered so many things. Like
true.
He discovered, or he helped Nicholas Flamel create the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
And then he like helped Newt Scamander with all his like Fantastic Beasts and learn about the Phoenix and all that stuff. So he becomes the great wizard that he is from Grindelwald, from Fantastic Beasts movie right now. So there's still a lot of time for him to develop, and maybe he just he's one of those guys that just focuses on work and doesn't really care about sexuality yet, and maybe that's why later on in life he actually goes into it.
Possible speculations could be that like he figures this out like at the end of this movie, or at the end of his own movie,
but
or it could just be a theme that goes on.
But if J.K. Rowling really just wants to change him back into like a straight man, then I can understand why people are really upset about that. And it's kind of like a dick move. Like you should have just made up your mind right away if you already knew who the character was, you know, especially since it's your character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, it happens, you know, especially with writing. It happens. You gotta think of so many plot points and loopholes. It's just like,
so this whole podcast is just spoilers.
Oh, big time.
Spoilers and speculation. So
spoilers and speculations all around.
We should record like a little thing in the beginning of the podcast.
But I mean, I don't think this is all speculation. I mean, spoilers. Like at the
this
end,
is all just speculation.
Yeah, the
But
spoilers
still.
was the first half,
Yeah.
at least. But
Definitely.
yeah, what was another movie we were talking about that was really exciting?
I don't know.
I believe it came out in the trailer. Jolin.
Second week in a row.
Yes.
Oh, actually,
indeed.
no, you guys don't know about that podcast. I didn't put it up.
You didn't put it up yet?
No.
Well, I mean, they will by the time they hear this one.
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be like the last episode.
Why? What happened?
I
to
don't
it?
know. It's just it. So the last podcast we recorded, I kind of don't want to put it up because we didn't really have like a set topic. Like we talked about God of War for a little bit, but we were like reviewing it, and then we reviewed other video games, other shows. Like we just talked. It was like an update / review kind of podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I remember now.
I mean, if you guys
understand.
want to, for those of you who are like listen to our podcast,
if you want to hear it, Jen,
like
let us know.
regularly, thank you for that. And if you would like, if you want to actually hear that podcast, let me know. I'll put it up sometime. But yeah, it was just one of those kind of like up to date podcasts.
Yeah, we didn't really have a topic in mind. Like in this one, we recently saw Infinity War, so at least it was fresh in our minds. But in that other podcast, we were just like, we'll just review this and that. We'll just talk about this.
Yeah,
it's just random. We didn't have much passion to it.
Exactly.
It's very
I guess
passionate.
to close this podcast, just a little bit of like housekeeping stuff.
Passion.
A little bit of like news and stuff like that. We've been a little slow with our let's plays, and
Oh yeah, that's true.
by slow, like we haven't actually uploaded anything. That's just because like Victor got a job, and
Yeah, I'm working 2 jobs at midnight shift, like the graveyard shift. So I'm like, I can't really work with Jolin as much as he wants
Exactly.
to, and
Like
as
our
much as I want to.
our schedules don't really align,
Exactly.
so it's been kind of hard. But we're
trying our best
we'll
for you guys.
resume our let's plays, if not start a new game, which I'm pretty excited for. I bought Oxenfree.
Oxenfree, which is that one? It sounds fun.
So yeah, so a quick like little synopsis of it. Oxenfree is basically like a side-scrolling quest game where you're at this cove on an island and you deal with natural phenomenons.
Is it like it's very detailed, but it's like viewed from a bird's eye view, and then you have to like actually it's like a butterfly effect. Whatever you choose to say to a person. Oh my god, yes, we gotta play that.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to play it.
It's one of the
so
few
bad.
games where like your actual dialogue does affect the other characters around you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I bought it. So we'll either play
that's gonna be
that.
so much fun.
We might finish up Dream Daddy by just like choosing a person and like going all the way, see what happens. And then we'll probably just go back and choose like the other dads.
Yeah.
If you guys are like if you guys really care about it.
But Jolin, what about marriage? What about love? We gotta find our daddy.
I'm just I don't know.
I mean, we could just get to the we could just get to the point where it's like we have sex with them, and then that'll be it. We could just be like, all right, we came what we got. Oh, we needed to get.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Oh well, if that's your goal, that's what I mean.
We'll talk about this later. But yeah, other than that, we have another podcast in the works.
Yeah.
We have another podcast in the works. This one's all about cars because Victor and I and Edward and Danny here at the shop, we talk cars even in our own free time. So you know what? Why not just talk cars on the internet?
And just a heads up, I may talk cars with them, but I honestly, my knowledge of it is very limited. So in that new podcast, it's going to be mainly them. And then I'm just going to chime in to provide some information that I do know. Or on just like some stuff that they're talking about that I actually know stuff myself. I will contribute in that sense.
Well, not even that. Like you give an unbiased opinion.
There you go.
Because
yeah,
Edward
like
and I were very opinionated when it comes to certain topics. Like obviously I like JDM cars or just Japanese cars more than like Euro imports and American, especially recent. Edward is like
all American,
pure muscle. 60s and 70s muscle car. Danny's like a Euro head.
But basically, what I'm saying when it comes to like the inner workings of a car, they know way more than me. So just go
so yeah,
easy
we have
on
that.
me.
We have that podcast coming out in a
be
week
fun.
or two. It's gonna be pretty fun. We'll probably have face cam on that one, so you can see our beautiful faces.
Yeah, our reactions and everything.
But yeah, be on the look for
You
that.
can see me rub my nipples all day. Wait, what?
We're still trying to find a good time to actually do little skits. We have a couple skits laid out and planned for you.
Yeah,
y'all.
we have a lot of plans for that. But
And
as you
then-
can hear, our schedules aren't the best, so we're still trying our best for you guys. You know, we're
Yeah, well, summer's
working
coming
hard.
on.
Yeah.
Summer's coming on. I'll be more free.
Oh, that's true. Summer vacation. I forgot.
And Victor's still working on vlogging.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the rhythm of vlogging, so maybe you guys will get a taste of that. You know, somewhere, Twitch maybe or Instagram.
Oh, that's true. We have a
or-
Twitch.
Yeah,
You can check us out.
I'll probably do my vlogs there and just live stream it with you guys, chill with you
Exactly.
guys. If you
So
want.
for now, I guess the plans with our Twitch is like random. It'll either be Victor vlogging, sharing his opinions with you guys, or me just drawing, listening to some chill vibe music.
Yep. So basically, what we're trying to say, just like Infinity War, we have a lot of expectations for the future, and we might leave you guys with a lot of questions, but we will hope to answer them all when the time comes.
That was beautiful. That was a good way to wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for listening. Don't forget, if you like what you heard, leave a like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. Share this with your mom, with your dad, with your friends, with your grandma, with your dog.
And if you don't have anybody like that, you have us.
Yeah,
we'll
you have
always
us.
be here for you guys.
Yeah, with that, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Stay beautiful.